Managing social media for different clients is a huge challenge. Each client has different needs and deadlines, making it difficult to keep everything organized and on track. On top of that, agencies are expected to deliver detailed reports and keep up with social listening. This means dealing with a lot of data, often without the right tools to make sense of it or use it effectively. It's a constant battle to stay efficient and provide value, which can be overwhelming. What are forward thinking agencies doing to save time and increase efficiency? How are they demonstrating the business impact of social media for their clients without spending hours and hours inside spreadsheets? That's what we're covering in today's episode of the MarTech Show.
The past is gone. Now's the future.
This is the MarTech Show, exploring today's marketing technology solutions. Social media, artificial intelligence, augmented reality,
Now's the future.
content, SEO, email, analytics, listening, advertising, and more. I'm your host, Mike Allton, and I'm joined by agency owner and technology futurist Robin Dimond. Each episode explores the latest developments in marketing technology and shares new solutions and innovative approaches that you need to know about to grow your business today. And now, the rest of today's episode. Welcome back to the MarTech Show, where Robin and I get to dish on what's shiny and new in the MarTech space, then do a deep dive into a specific platform or solution that can help you and your business today. Hey, Robin, how are you doing?
Hello, Mike. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. So great to see you and chat with you. And I can't wait to dig into this news because it's pretty exciting and it's very much potential and rumor mill at this moment. But I want to talk about how Google has made a run to the bank to see if it can pony up enough cash to buy HubSpot. According to Search Engine Land, the search engine is in discussions with Morgan Stanley about putting together a potential offer. So far, no official offer has been made, and HubSpot has offered no official response other than to not comment on rumors or speculation. But of course, we're free to speculate, and we will. So not only would the purchase of a flagship CRM catapult Google into more enterprise offerings, it would also further compete with Microsoft, which, as you may or may not know, already owns Nimble and LinkedIn. What do you think, Robin?
I mean, Mike, this is exciting news. And if you really think about how it's going to develop even our search engines even more, like Google owning HubSpot, talk about really understanding your client, understanding the type of client you're targeting is going to get better. Like, I'm kind of excited about this. I hope the rumor mill out there is really true actually about this one. And I think it will help all of us as marketers as we really need to hone on the right target demographic and look at your pipeline that's being built for you. So to me, I'm super excited. I think everybody else will be too.
Yeah. Any trepidation or concern about Google potentially gobbling up and using for AI purposes the data, that CRM data that's part of HubSpot? Does that bother you at all?
I mean, 100%, but everyone's doing it. Like, let's be really honest.
Yeah.
Like, it's, they own YouTube, so they're capturing that data. It's almost a grab, and you're seeing these powerhouse companies to come together. And I like to say it's old money. It's like powerhouse and powerhouse coming together and making these unified things, and we can't really stop it right now.
Yeah, no, that's very true. It's pretty inevitable. So today we're focused on helping agencies, particularly those who are managing or want to manage social media for their clients, because with so many different networks and so many challenges when it comes to being creative and driving engagement and business results, having a tool and tactics in place to streamline the work is essential. And that's exactly what Kira Green is going to talk to us about. Kira is a dynamic marketing manager at Fifth and Core, where she orchestrates innovative strategies to propel brands into the spotlight. With a swift progression from a specialist role to a management role in less than 6 months, Kira exemplifies determination and leadership. She now oversees the marketing department, driving impactful campaigns and fostering a culture of creativity and collaboration. Her expertise in public relations and social media marketing is unparalleled as she continuously guides her team to push boundaries and surpass goals. Hey, Kira, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here with you and Robin and talking about how we can help agencies be more organized and more on top of what they're doing within their businesses.
Fantastic. So tell us about Fifth and Core. We've heard a little bit in the past from Robin. This is her agency we're talking about here, folks, in case that wasn't clear. But Kira, tell us about the work that you're doing and more specifically, the clients that you're serving.
For sure. So we work with businesses in several ways. So we can come in and be their full turnkey team, We can start with them on a smaller basis and grow through things like workshops, and we can even come in on a consulting basis. So we help in a number of different ways, providing services from social media marketing, PR, email marketing, website design, influencer marketing, and so much more. The list really goes on and on. And as far as the industries that we're in a lot of different industries, from medical aesthetics and plastic surgery, health and wellness, CPG, e-commerce, restaurant and hospitality. Again, the list goes on and on. We really don't believe in pigeonholing ourselves into just one industry.
Love it. Love it. Robin, you have a question for Kira?
Yeah, I think Kira, I mean, and I know this because obviously working in it and running it, but you were in the day to day, and we would talk a lot about what were some of our challenges. So, like before we switched over to Agorapulse and going back a couple years in your brain, remembering all of that stress, what were the challenges we were facing from organic social media management for our clients?
I mean, so many. There's so many challenges that we were facing. You know, when you're managing several clients, things can get out of hand really fast. And we really just lacked the systems and structure when it came to social media management. You know, from things like posts getting missed to content being published on the wrong platforms. Really, the biggest thing was we weren't hyping ourselves up and communicating the amazing results that we were driving for our clients either. So before Agorapulse, we were strictly pulling metrics directly from native platforms. So we were going to Facebook, we were going to Instagram, Twitter, all of these platforms, and manually pulling those metrics and building out reports. It was time consuming, it was nitty gritty, it was not fun to say the least. And for us, we send weekly status reports as well as monthly recaps for our clients. So deciphering that data can get really tricky, especially when every platform is different and does things differently.
So just to drill down on that a little bit. So when you were measuring the business impact, it was simply taking the reports the platforms themselves gave you. So if we're talking about Facebook, we're talking about reach, impressions, likes, comments, and that's it, right?
Yeah, so we were pulling those KPIs. We were looking at that brand awareness that we're driving through each platform and how that was then being brought into their business and what the client's seeing on their side as well. So it's really, you know, grabbing those metrics, but also being the brain behind it and figuring out what does this really mean? What results are we really driving? And a lot of times that means that there's gaps and there's pieces that we're missing and things that are falling through the cracks. And that means that we're not properly showcasing our value to the client. And if we don't show our value, then a client's not going to stay with us.
Yeah, I bet. Robin, do you have another question?
Yeah, I think it's, you know, we talked about how we used to do reporting. It's talking about now how we do reporting, because we're talking about as being an agency owner or as a owner of a business who's going to implement Agorapulse. I can tell you that time is money, and we were spending tons of hours doing this. Like Kira just said, it was manpower, hours, even a whole day set aside to build these. So Kira, can you explain how we build reporting now?
Yeah, so how we build reporting now is all through Agorapulse. We build and export the reports directly from the platform. We're able to get all those important metrics that we were getting before, such as reach, engagement, impressions, but even more. And Agorapulse really breaks down the metrics in a way that they make sense, and they make sense to our clients, and they can understand everything that we're doing as well. So even from pulling ROI, if that's something that you need to report to your client, you have that capability within Agorapulse. So we're able to make those custom reportings for each of the clients and send them out on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, whatever it is that we choose to do.
How long does that take you now? And can you think about how long it took you before?
It takes not even a quarter of the time as it used to. It's so fast. And once you build a report one time, you can use that report over and over again. You don't have to go through the steps to decide what metrics are included, what metrics are excluded, what platforms you have on there. You do it one time and then you can go back to it. And it's super easy to choose the time range that you want to report on, whether that's 7 days, 14 days, 30 days, 90 days, a year. You can pull it all directly within that same report, and it exports directly to your email. And for people like us who know that we send reports on a Friday or, first of the month, we can have it scheduled so that Agorapulse automatically pulls that report and sends it to our email. So it's really kind of optimized to do the work for you so you can focus on other things like coming up with new amazing strategies that really propel the brand forward.
So it sounds like it's had a great impact on your time savings and that sort of thing with the agency. But what about for your clients? How have these reports impacted your clients and your success as an agency?
Yes, it makes a world of a difference. When it comes to clients, they want to see the data behind what we're doing. They care about the numbers. They need to see what's really going on. And so being able to deliver that to them and actually quantify what we're doing gives what we're doing value and ultimately helps us with retention of our clients. We've had so many clients who come to us and say, wow, like these reports are so beyond helpful for us to understand just how important what your work is for the growth of our business. And a lot of clients have been burned before too. They've worked with agencies who don't show them the results and they don't, give that data behind what they're doing. And they need that proof to be able to build trust again with us.
Terrific, terrific. Folks, if you're just tuning in, we're talking to Kira Green from Fifth and Core about the impact that reporting and all other kinds of aspects of Agorapulse have had on that agency and their clients. But to share with you a little bit more about the reporting that Agorapulse does, I want to share with you a quick video.
Actually can't say enough great things about the reporting with Agorapulse. I feel like that is my job security every month. My clients aren't that active on social media, which is why they have me manage their profiles for them. And when they get that report, it verifies that they're making a good investment.
The metrics downloads are so simple and easy to read, and it really helps me show where we are doing things right on social and where we need to improve.
So I think one of the main reasons why we decided to move to Agorapulse is because it's a more comprehensive, integrated tool for all of our marketing needs. So rather than what we have had to do historically, Sprout, which is use certain parts of that platform that work really well and then supplement it with other outside tools, by moving to Agorapulse, we were able to keep all of that into one technology platform, which is not only a time saver, but it also makes sure that our analytics and all of our reporting's on point because we're pulling all from the same source.
It's a really great platform for agencies. It makes it really easy to manage, but gives me really, really, really robust information that actually helps me develop better strategies for my clients and better plans of action.
All right. So we've talked about reporting. Let's talk about some other things that are really important to social media management, particularly for agencies working on behalf of clients. So are you doing social listening? Are you doing brand awareness for your clients? How are you solving for those kinds of problems?
Yes and yes, we're doing both. And those are actually two of my favorite features within Agorapulse. When it comes to social media, you can't just post to post. You have to be tracking and understanding trends and leveraging them for your clients. And tracking those trends can be really hard to do, especially when you're in a bunch of different industries. And so by creating those listening searches in Agorapulse, we're able to find trends and find content that's relevant to our clients and see how those topics are trending each month. And one example of that is, for one of our clients within the aesthetics industry, we created a listing search for hashtag filler, and we were able to see in the last 30 days that hashtag was used 20,000 times. So this really shows us what topics maybe we want to highlight more, and even topics that we want to move away from if we're seeing oversaturation in the market.
That's terrific. That's terrific. Robin, do you have any questions?
Yeah, I think one of the basic challenges for agencies right now is staying on top of just like the sheer number of, and I don't know why everyone does this, but they have a Facebook, an Instagram, a LinkedIn, an X, a Pinterest, YouTube, TikTok, and many clients have multiple profiles underneath the platform. So I think talking a little bit, Kira, if you could let us know about like the publishing and the scheduling out of right now and how that really helps you be agile, but also efficient.
Yes, there's so many profiles, and I'm sure anybody who comes from an agency background understands the headache that comes with that. For us, we actually create unique packages for every one of our clients as well. So on top of that, we also have different posting cadences to keep track of, so it becomes a lot. As soon as you get kind of over that hill of creating all this content, now you have to go and schedule it all, and you have this whole other hill to climb. And when you are across all these different platforms, being able to go onto each one and schedule and understand their scheduling capabilities is really confusing, and it's really just a time suck. So you can come to Agorapulse and do it all in one place and knock it out in way faster time than you would have going to each native platform.
And it's great that we keep having new platforms being born every day. TikTok is adding TikTok notes. I saw today, and Threads is releasing their API. So at least we'll have some third-party tools to help with these. But when you've got all these profiles, that means you're generating, I think, almost exponential levels of comments and direct messages, private messages, all this kind of engagement that can be really overwhelming for brands, let alone agencies that are, again, managing multiple clients and then these exponential levels of impact. How are you keeping up with all that?
For sure. Well, first, a team. You have to have a team. We preach all the time. You can't expect one person to do everything for you, whether that's within your business or within your agency. So making sure that you have a team. But when it comes to Agorapulse specifically, that inbox feature is going to save your life. It allows us to see all messages, all comments, all DMs that are coming in from all of the client profiles. And you can group them. So you can say client A, you can see all of their messages from Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all in one place and be able to respond and organize them in one place. So on our team at Fifth and Core, our community coordinators go in there and manage all of these communications. But you can also, if you know, Jill over here is in charge of managing any inquiries about scheduling appointments or, scheduling a call, then you can assign those specific messages to certain people to help with that management and that organization within your team as well.
No, I was just curious, and I'll open this up to either of you. Are there any other stories of how having a tool like this has really changed and impacted your agency, and in the ways that it's revolutionized how you're able to go about growing your agency?
I think, yeah, because no one was paying for all of these things. So this was, I'm going to talk from an owner's perspective, and then I'll allow Kira to talk about it of scalability. She said, there's one thing out there right now that one person can't do it all. And without this tool, I can tell you that clients come, and it's not just agencies, people go out there and they have this expectation of social media and they want these reports and they don't realize that back in my day, it was taking 12 hours to get a report done. And so I will say right now, you can focus on the things that mean something, trends. They're not stuck there head down working on this. And that is something that Agorapulse has changed us as an agency. It's allowed us to scale faster, and it's allowed us to give amazing results to our clients all the time. From a trend, like everything is trending. Everything happens so fast. I always make fun of developers because a code is code. But for us, a trend can change tomorrow, or X can go down, or this can happen. And so what Agorapulse has been able to do is give us that flexibility and that being agile. And so Kira, I can tell, you can go ahead and share how your experience has been and how it's changed.
Absolutely. And I do want to talk about scalability a little bit, because in our world, if you're not moving the needle, then you're not succeeding. And it really comes down to, what change are we seeing? How are we increasing the numbers? How are we growing the brand awareness and really making sure that we are getting our name out there in front of new customers and new consumers? And so Agorapulse has really allowed us to do that for our clients and be able to show it. It's one thing to get on a call with a client and say, hey, we had a 3,000% increase in engagements on your Instagram this month. That's incredible. It's a unicorn and we are killing it for you. But to then go ahead and put a visual in front of them and be able to show the increase, show how it correlates with the content that you're putting up, which content pieces are resonating best, which ones are getting shares on them and likes and comments, which ones are not performing so well and should we not, waste our time on, so to say. So creating that visual and really having that proof, as we like to say, is a game changer in our business and for so many others as well.
Love it. Love it. Kira, this has been fascinating. I want you to share with everybody who might want to know more about you or about Fifth and Core, where they can go to learn more.
Of course. First off, our website, we have a beautiful website, which we recently redid in the last year, and we love it. We talk a lot about how we've rebranded Fifth and Core, and so we'd love for everybody to go take a look at that and see who we are. But also check out our LinkedIn, check out our Instagram. We've talked a lot about social media, and we're really proud of ours as well internally. We always say we do what we do for our clients, for ourselves too, and we're really excited to share that with everyone. So be sure to check us out, send us a DM, send us an email, and we'd love to continue the conversation.
Sounds good. Fantastic. Thank you so much. That's all we've got for today, friends. Robin, any final thoughts?
I think just knowing for our agencies or owners out there, business owners out there, this is something that you really should look into. And I know we get to bring in so many exciting people every week, but and we are a little bit biased about Agorapulse, but I'm saying it's really worth the investment. It's really worth sitting down. I promise it'll pay 100-fold, honestly, back to you. And so I just wanted to add that part, because without it, I don't think we would be able to keep up with what we were doing anymore and delivering these great results that Kira's talking about. So super excited for people to come and try it out and get a demo, try it for yourself and see how great it is. I promise you won't go back.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We'll see you all next week. Thank you for listening to another episode of the MarTech Show, hosted by Robin Dimond and Mike Allton, powered by Agorapulse, the #1 rated social media management solution, which you can learn more about at agorapulse.com. If you want to make sure you're part of our audience during live weekly broadcasts, take a look at our calendar at agorapulse.com/calendar, or click the subscribe button in your email once you register for any of these events. Is there a particular tool or topic you'd like to see us talk about? Or perhaps you think your solution should be featured? Email me at mike@agorapulse.com.
You may know you're listening to this show along the Marketing Podcast Network, but did you know there are other great shows on MPN to help your business? Christy Heiler hosts a fantastic podcast called Own It. Christy, tell us more about the show.
Own It is all about celebrating women and non-binary advertising agency owners. We talk about buying out of the Boys Club of Advertising because less than 1% of ad agencies are owned by women.
And where can people subscribe?
You can find the podcast at untilyouownit.com. We're also on the Marketing Podcast Network at marketingpodcast.net. And of course, you can subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
You heard her. Go subscribe. This podcast is heard along the Marketing Podcast Network. For more great marketing podcasts, visit marketingpodcasts.net.